Hi everyone and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. Wow, that's thunder. Baby jump. Okay, it is day 14 and this is probably, I don't know, maybe the furthest I want to go for a research run, right? As you can see, we do have a mini bike. You have a couple of upgrades, we have a small little horde base. That should be enough for today's horde, hopefully. And all the concrete I found basically went to give this a bit more stability, right? And yeah, I mean, we are pretty much ready for Horde, but as you can see here, we've managed to get some quite good gear over this time. Not the best mods yet, but a lot of these things were quite surprising to get that early on. Which, I'll take it, right? I absolutely take it. That is fine by me. Right, absolutely fine by me. So, we will fight the Horde tonight, of course. And other than that, let's just jump into it, right? So, level 38. Not that bad, honestly. Quite happy with that. And I am an agility build, right? You guys knew that. But yeah, we have deep cuts and gunslinger for the 9mm pistols, or 9mm weapons on 4 out of 5, which is quite nice, right? And we invested a little bit into the masteries as well, right? Especially, yeah, rank 4 is really good in the agility tree. Basically 1 free hit every 60 seconds. Stack that with Pack Mule, which is on rank 3 right now. We have a 15%. Just ignore physical damage when hit. We can go up to 25 on that, right? So very cool. And I think you only actually need strength level 5, so that is definitely something we could go towards, right? And as for the general skills, we have light armor, we have lockpicking on level 2. That actually really helped out once we got into tier 3s and tier 4s, right? Lockpicking is such... It is probably my biggest gripe with this game still. I just wish they would change it, right? And yeah, I mean, we had no point in Grease Monkey whatsoever. We completely left intellect out of the picture because I didn't want to progress too fast, right? I didn't want to rely on the good intellect masteries to push my progression, right? So that was a conscious effort. And I think it actually has paid off, not gonna lie. It really, really paid off to take it slow, right? It might sound weird, but that's my take on that, honestly. So good taking it slower. I mean, we still have a quality 3 machete, right? We found an AK in the desert, we found a crucible in the snow for some bizarre reason on day 12, just in the loot. So cool, right? I really like the difficulty jump when you go towards the desert and then especially the snow biome. It just jumps up the difficulty, but you do 1 or 2 quests and your rewards will equal out the difficulty to a certain degree, right? And I think that is so good. I really enjoy that. That kind of difficulty encourages some risk versus reward gameplay, right? Yes, it might be not safe to do so, but on the other... Oh, that's only a half piece, wait. On the other side, right? The rewards are so good that you kind of sit there and think like, hey, you know what? That is actually worth it. Which is quite cool. That is so cool. Oh, don't need this one. I need this one then? Which one's the best one? I don't want it centered, right? That's probably the one. Yeah. Just so we have a small little block there. Right? I do not have any wood on me. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, right, that difficulty curve, that risk versus reward, I felt it, and I think it's great. That is just good fun, right? make it difficult, but rewarding, and I'm all up for that. I really think that is one of the biggest strengths, right, that they have with the biome progression. That makes it so much fun, right, to go through, explore the map. I mean, as you see here, we had Trader Jenny in the north in the burnt forest. Then to the east, we had Trader Bob in the desert. And to the southeast, we found Hugh in the snow. And there is another town right here in the pine forest that I haven't explored, which does have a trader. So I love the random maps, right? I think it's so cool to just spawn into a random map and explore. And as I said, taking it a little bit slower. Don't worry too much about the skill books, which is my biggest enemy at them since they changed the progression to the books, right? I don't know, I think the schematics and like the special books, right? I think these are awesome, right? Like the Art of Mining series. These things are so cool. You find them and you're just happy, right? You don't have to worry about it too much. You just get a benefit out of them, but you have to hunt them down, right? You have to look for them, which is cool. The progression with the skill books, and I guess this is why so many people came to the same conclusion of bump intellect, bump the intellect mastery, at least to bookworm, if not photographic memory, right? So this is int 7, this is int level 8, at least bookworm, just to get more magazines, right? And then combine it with a nerd outfit. And I mean, that's what I was doing, right? I have a quality 2 nerd outfit now, and the 10% is actually quite noticeable, right? The same goes for the lockpick. This is just 4% to speed and success, but with the lockpicking perk, it stacks up quite nicely, so I'll take it, right? And I had more fun not relying on the int perks and just going for, yes, I will invest into armor, right? I will invest these points. I'm committing to wearing light armor because I like light armor, right? Yes, we could mix and match, of course, but I just don't want movement penalties on my armor, which why light armor speaks to me personally, like especially on an agility build, of course, that factors in as well. But like having that staggered progression and also a little bit more diverse of a progression, I was even thinking about putting points into MasterChef at some point, right? To get to bacon and eggs quicker, which took a long time this time around, and it's noticeable when you don't have that skill point allocated, right? But as you can see here, I mean, we had armor magazines, we had knife magazines, handgun magazines were boosted, and then we had the harvesting tools with minor 69er, those were boosted, right? And very early on we went into lockpicking, so we could go up to level 12. We take a look, workstations. Yep, there you go, right? Up to level 12, you will gain a boost to advanced engineering, to Forge Ahead books without going into advanced engineering, right? And then when you read the 12th book, which will give you access to lockpicks, the magazines are no longer boosted. And usually you would stop before the lockpick, right? And just accumulate the books as fast as you can. Same goes for vehicles. You would spec into Grease Monkey at least 1 or 2 points, right? To get this way quicker. And yes, you will get there quicker, but all you're going to do is hunting cracker bookstores. And that was a game loop that I just didn't enjoy, which I just said, right? I went diverse with the points. I didn't optimize them very well. However, I had a decent amount of fun with that, right? And that is the most important thing. So, we also have this one to grab. There we go. And now, let's fight the Horde. Oh, I can even hear birds. That's why we have the spikes up top. So, let's see how this goes, right? Maybe this was a huge mistake. I can already hear them bashing. Oh wow, I jumped. I think I jumped actually into the spikes there. Which that's quite a feat to do. Yeah, I definitely jumped into... Wow. That's fine, right? But yeah, I mean, the amount of fun, as I said, with the little bit of slower of a progression, it just was worth it. It was worth the trade-off, right? And the machete is absolutely just still such a good melee weapon. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you don't have the knockdowns. Yes, you don't have the stuns. What you do have, though, are very satisfying one-shots on your power attacks. And if anything survives, they will bleed, right? So, I just love it so much. I love the knives. I always have. They were always basically my weapon of choice, right? But yeah, giving the amount of freedom that we now have with the settings, as I suspected, right? They did bring a lot of fun. And it's very important for me to say that, right? That I acknowledge that they've done a good thing here. And I think they are on a good trajectory with the game. Hopefully they keep it up, right? And I'm very much... I find it difficult to regain the trust into developers, right? I kinda gave up on the Fun Pimp, not gonna lie. That's just how I was feeling at the time, right? I was like, you guys... You don't give a shit anymore, right? It was at that point for me, which is why I took that break, right? I was like, I'm not playing this until I feel different about it, which I'm glad I tried it out again, right? I'm so glad I gave it another shot, and I found some more fun in this game. Because I think I mentioned it before, but if not, I'll mention it again. At the core, this is an immensely fun game, right? And I realized that some of the issues that I had were absolutely on me personally, right? Don't get me wrong. That is also an important point to make, right? I've overplayed it. Even though I wasn't happy with the progression, I still pushed through it a lot of the times. And that just wasn't a healthy relationship with the game, right? It just wasn't, let's be honest. It was just pushing it too far, right? And that goes for every game though, right? It's never good to just completely lose track of the things you enjoy, or like never lose track of how much time you invest, right? That's the main thing, I guess, because you can absolutely overplay everything, right? Satisfactory had reached that point for me at some point as well. Minecraft certainly did. Even... What else would be a good example for that? Actually don't remember now what I wanted to say. Which game was it? Warframe, yeah, sure. That is a prime example of playing it too much, feeling like you need to get everything unlocked as fast as possible, right? That... And PoE as well, right? All the games basically that can be grindy, that can take a lot of time investment. You need to be careful with these, right? You need to balance them, maybe play something else on the side, do different things as well outside of it, right? So for me, that's often reading a book, watching a movie or a show that I enjoy, right? Playing the guitar, stuff like that. Just everything I do outside of it brings me back to it, right? And sometimes when I play the guitar, I'm sitting there, strumming a little tune, and suddenly I have an idea for like a building in Satisfactory, or it was a lot like that in Warframe, where I was like, oh, I could try out this Warframe and try to build it around that ability, right? Just distance creates opportunities, I think. At least my brain works that way. Sometimes I need to be in the game tuned in 100%, right? And other times I need to step away and then suddenly something new clicks, a new idea, a new kind of passion gets ignited, right? So yeah, all in all, I think the most important takeaway for me personally with this playthrough so far has been, don't worry about efficiency that much. Take your time to enjoy the game, right? Take your time. There is no need to be done with progression on day 12. Right? It's fine. It's fine to leave it up for longer. Now, obviously, at some point during this, I fell into my usual playing habits of this game. Suddenly I needed to do 4 quests a day, if not more, right? It is what it is, right? I can't not be me throughout all of this, right? That is... I still enjoy the efficiency. So I tend to get back to it, right? And just play and play. Play fast, play aggressive, but still, like, learning the newer POIs, learning the changed POIs, all the things, right? All these things I enjoy tremendously, right? And it is, as I said, right? Sometimes it is just a pacing problem, right? And what I mean by that is I pace myself poorly sometimes, right? Which I think I've talked about that in other videos as well, in other games as well, right? That sometimes the pacing problem isn't the game, it's how you play it personally, right? This is a... I know that is not only just me, right? I know that. I've heard other people talk about this as well. Wait, what? Hang on a minute. Oh, no, we still have spawning. Good. I was worried for a second. I was like, that can't be. I can't be finished with the horde that early. No shot, right? Oh yeah, it just was the end of the group, I guess. Cool. I like that they have lengthened the horde nights. You basically always have to fight for a decent amount of time, which I feel like is very cool. Because I do, as a fact, I do enjoy the hordes. I think they are a very cool addition and idea, right? It is also what got me into a little bit of the horde-based building side of things. Hi, buddy! Right, was, hey, how can I prevent this? And it's been a while since I have done an original design, right? I think I was working on one in like 2.3 that I really enjoyed, and I want to build again for real this time, because I only built like a quarter of it. And then in one of the alphas, I've built this nice little castle, which I think I still have that save game, and I want to go back to that save game and maybe convert that into a horde base, because back in the day that was just my crafting base. I had a separate horde base, but I think there is potential there. Oh hey, look, a cop. Did you just manage to one-shot the cop? That is amazing. Really enjoy the pistols. It's just, the agility playstyle has so much in it for me, right? It's the knives, it's the pistols, it's the SMG later on. All 3 weapons of high skill, high reward, but also high risk, right? Especially the knives, you need to get in close. But I like the way they change the skills around as well, right? I love that the pack mule gives you damage, a chance to avoid damage. I think that's such a good idea, right? Because at some point you will find enough armor mods to completely negate the need for pack mule, but early on you get so much more inventory space for a couple of points. Coupled now with some damage negation, right? Which, really cool. Really, really cool. So yeah, it's not the same amount of extreme glazing, for this game as it is for Satisfactory, right? But I still want to glaze a little bit about it. Because as I said, it's highly enjoyable in the right circumstances, right? So that means the game, but that also needs how I play it, right? Where's my mindset? Where's my headspace at when I play this game? Am I actually able to step back and play it a bit slower to benefit, right? Which I'm completely fine with playing it slower, especially while playing Satisfactory, right? So it just worked out very nicely this time around. Now, would it be amazing to do another playthrough, or a full playthrough of this at some point? Yeah, I think so. Absolutely, but you guys need to want to watch that as well, right? Otherwise it doesn't make much sense to post it if you guys don't find it interesting. So I might still do it. I mean, I have no problem with posting these little update videos of how I enjoy the game from time to time, right? That is fine by me. Even if you don't watch them, that is also fine by me. Because I just do them for myself, right? Just to have some fun. And if someone is interested, they can get an updated view on the game from me if they want to know, right? So that just feels good, right? To be able to sit down, ramble for a little bit about the game. Wow. AP ammo is so good. I love it. Yes. And we've done very well throughout the Horde so far. I wonder how much damage the base takes though, right? Because usually in the newer updates I would build this like maybe at least 12 or 14 blocks off the ground, so we don't get rage mode. However, I have deactivated rage mode in the options, but that doesn't seem to work for me in this playthrough for some reason. I don't know why exactly that is. Maybe I've made a mistake somewhere in the setup. Maybe I caught a rare bug. Whatever it is, it's fine. So yeah, wow, I have been rambling for quite some time now, I do realize that. But I figured we would go through the whole Horde together. Because that has been a long while since we've done that, haven't we? And as I said, I still have ideas for Horde bases that I want to give a shot. But also, I'm at that point again where I'm like, hey, I want to watch the community, I want to see what changed for the other guys. There are some amazing base builders out there, right? So I'm really curious what they came up with since the last couple of updates. I reckon some cool things have been discovered over the last year or two, where I didn't pay attention to the other people playing this game. So there is definitely a lot to learn again. And that is also something that I do really enjoy about the game, right? You have so much to learn. POIs, spawn points, Horde Knight behavior, zombie behavior in general can be really interesting and fun. Can be frustrating as well, sure, but that's just part of it, right? Absolutely willing to pay that price. Wow. One thing I will say though, I touched upon the just huge amount of settings that you can change, right? That makes the playthroughs highly customizable. And as I said, it's great. I love that they've done this, right? That is probably the best move they have done in a while. And it seems like such a small thing, right? oh, it's just a couple of options. But yeah, it is actually the options that you do care about the most that can change your playthrough very significantly into, oh, I like this a lot, or I just kinda enjoy my way through this, or even, this is unbearable, I don't want to play anymore, right? So it's a hard middle ground to find for the developers. I'm certain that is a very difficult task, right? And giving the players that much control over the options, right, that can go very, very wrong indeed. So I think the options they gave us actually work out very, very good. And that's a cool thing. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Why did that bird fly in like that? That's fine, the horde is almost done. Nice. I love the 2-for-1s with the AP ammo to get them. There we go. See what I mean about the machete though, right? And you're not even finished with skilling completely into it. There is a couple of skill points still that we are going to invest into this. So maybe we get this done to max it out, right? Until day 21, that would be very cool. And then we can have another Horde night, which might require a different base. But yeah, look, we've managed to reach 4 AM. The Horde's pretty much done. Awesome. And we will be able to loot up. Very cool. Very, very cool. They barely damaged. Yeah, that's not much damage at all so far. What I am curious about though is how the bottom of the base is looking. Oh, this time they lifted. Ah, would you look at that? They attacked this layer now. Okay, they left the concrete alone, it seems like. They still went for the corners, which that is to be expected. There's also a little bit of cop spit involved throughout this horde, right? But all in all, pretty happy with how this turned out. Yeah, some damage on the ramp is always happening, but that's not too bad. All right, that was amazing. That was really cool. I enjoyed this Horde Night greatly, right? And that just leaves me with the looting, which is nice. That's really cool. I will get that done, and yeah, maybe we can come back to this on like day 21. It depends, right? I will take a little break from the game, and yeah, just to chill out, right? To reset and think about a new horde base, right? And if I want to push for it, or yeah, if this was the last update. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I'm going to think about it though. And I'm going to have a great time with the rest of my time on here, I guess. That's the way you can put it, right? And I will keep you updated if I still like the game, if I would consider a complete playthrough or not. Just durability. That's worse. Okay. So yeah, for today, that's all I wanted to talk about. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And as always, take care. Bye.